things, from a tower in New York to a yacht on the sea. Keep watching to see the life of the Trump Princess yacht. Trump acquired his yacht in 1987 for $29 million. This was an incredible deal, considering the asking price was $50 million and the agreed price was $30 million. Trump says to really appreciate the level of quality, you have to see the interior. The Trump Princess has more than 100 cabins. The walls of these cabins are covered in chamois leather and bird's eye maple. Both are on the exotic and expensive side of building materials, especially when they're used to cover 100 rooms. Trump was so impressed by the chamois that he had 320 meters of it replaced when he did his renovation. He also designated one of the cabins as a children's room, and the hair salon was turned into a cloakroom. Another area made of fine materials are the bathrooms, which are done in onyx. It's a bold choice to go with all stone, and this isn't your everyday onyx either. It's hand-carved by the finest craftsmen in Italy. When the previous owner was building the yacht, he did it with the intention of making it totally self-contained. That's why the boat is also outfitted with a poker room, a patisserie, a 3-chair hair salon, a screening room with an 800 film library, and a hospital with an operating theatre. Not sure how comfortable we'd be getting a procedure on a yacht, but the option's there. The most extravagant room on the yacht by far is the master suite. The bedroom takes up the full beam of the hull. It has a tortoise-shell ceiling, a 3-meter wide bed, and bedside remote controls for the entertainment center, room service, and the curtains. There's even a secret exit. Then from the bedroom, you can head down a corridor, past a mirrored dressing room, and into Trump's bathroom. The onyx floor tiles are carved in an intricate sunburst pattern. To one side is a room with the owner's barber chair. We know Donald likes to keep his hair shipshape. Adjacent to the barber is the shower and sauna. It has 13 nozzles and is carved in the shape of a scalloped shell from a single piece of onyx. It took a team of workers a year to complete the carving. Other amenities include 2 gold sinks, recessed lighting, and enough counter space to store a cosmetics aisle. From the bathroom, you move on to Trump's TV area, then into his large sitting area panelled with more chamois leather. This area also houses the owner's private elevator to his private sun deck. An enclosed section has the bar, pantry, video games, and another sauna and shower. Outside, behind bulletproof glass, sits a circular swimming pool. It's only 2.4 meters across, which sounds small, but it has a jet, so you can swim all day against the current and never reach the other side. You might recognize the concept from the Endless Pools infomercial that circulated in the early 2010s. Although the other rooms are not as grand as the owner's suite, the other lodging cabins do all come with ensuite bathrooms. The sinks have a unique carved look with gold hardware. In other words, everyone gets to travel like a princess on the Trump Princess. The beauty of the interior helps us to understand what Trump meant when he said he was buying a great piece of art at a ridiculously low price, rather than just a boat. Even though Trump doesn't love boats, the guy he bought the boat from loved them and built this yacht to meet the highest standards of sea travel. The Trump Princess is 86 meters or 282 feet long from hull to stern. It has 5 decks and can accommodate 22 guests and 52 crew members. The yacht was designed to be the ultimate status symbol by British designer John Bannenberg. The entire interior of the ship was designed by the famous Luigi Sturcio. The top deck doubles as a helipad with Trump's trademark T, and there's a pair of 9-meter tenders to get from yacht to land and vice versa. The fuel tanks hold 618,256 litres of diesel fuel. The yacht is powered by 2 no-hab polar engines. These give the ship a maximum range of 8,500 nautical miles at a cruising speed of 17.5 knots, or 20 miles an hour. Trump claimed it would cost $2.5 million a year to operate the yacht. That's quite an investment for someone who isn't a fan of boats. Oddly similar to his predecessor, Trump ran into a little financial trouble and sold Trump Princess to Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia for $19 million. That is a huge discount from what the previous owner paid for the yacht, especially when you acknowledge that Prince Al-Walid bin Talal is worth an estimated $20 billion. The prince is known for lavish spending on luxury things such as vacations, a diamond-encrusted Mercedes, and the most expensive plane in the world. At this point, a $19 million yacht is barely a drop in the bucket. Talal renamed the yacht Kingdom 5KR. The name stems from his investment company, Kingdom Holding Company, his lucky number 5, and his children's initials, K and R. She now spends most of her time berthed in the south of France at Antibes. It's almost heartbreaking to know he spent a huge chunk of money to just let the yacht sit in a harbour. Although occasionally the boat is seen cruising to Cannes or Monte Carlo. Perhaps the prince is a fan of film festivals and Gambling. Even though the current whereabouts of the yacht are fairly unassuming, or at least as unassuming as a 5-deck yacht can be, it has a hugely colourful history. It went from an idea to a business yacht for an arms dealer, to a luxury party boat for a future United States president, to a trophy yacht for a Saudi Arabian prince. We can only imagine who this floating palace will belong to next. The Trump Princess was a famous vessel long before it belonged to Trump. Adnan Khashoggi was an arms dealer with connections to the Saudi Arabian royal family. He used these connections to build a fortune worth around $3 billion at its peak. He acquired his first yacht when he was 18 and traded up as his wealth increased. In the 1970s, Khashoggi owned 2 yachts, and though they were impressive, neither were the symbol of wealth he was looking for. In other words, they were nice, but he wanted people to know at first glance he was rich. So he commissioned British yacht designer John Bannenberg to design the most incredible yacht the world had ever seen. We're happy he could achieve that before Jeff Bezos came along. Trump's yacht originally launched in 1980. Back then, it was named the Nabila, after Khashoggi's daughter. The vessel itself cost $35 million to build, but Khashoggi also commissioned an Italian designer to decorate the interior, which is believed to cost more than the boat. The broker that arranged the sale of the Nabila to Trump says that the original cost is unknown. We guess that means he spent more money than sense on the lavish trimmings. Throughout Khashoggi's ownership of the Nabila, he had grand parties with famous guests on board. And it was not only a hotspot for celebrities and movie stars, but also an invaluable business instrument. He hosted political leaders and diplomats. On one occasion, he entertained 5 heads of state, including 3 kings, simultaneously on the Nabila. Often the Nabila's guests were Arab princes and European and American businessmen of all descriptions. They used 150 telephones and the satellite communication system to arrange arms sales and commodities trades. When contracts were ready to be signed, the yacht could easily sail into international waters, where sovereign restrictions on business transactions don't apply. On many occasions, deals were conducted simultaneously in different suites. It all sounds a little shady, but the owner of the yacht can do with it what they will. In addition to a history of parties and business, the Nabila was also a floating headquarters for an evil villain. Don't worry, not in real life. The Nabila was featured in the James Bond movie Never Say Never Again. She was renamed Flying Saucer for the film and acted as the villain's mobile headquarters. This is officially the coolest thing about this yacht, if we do say so ourselves. Unfortunately for Khashoggi, his wealth was not as eternal as he would have hoped. His empire started to crumble around the mid-80s, so he procured a loan for $50 million and put up Nabila as collateral. He then defaulted on his loan in 1987, and a Swiss holding company took possession of the yacht. When Trump learned the Nabila was for sale, he made a cash bid. The broker had received 2 other offers, but subject to several conditions. Eventually, Trump won the yacht for $29 million. Considering yachts of this caliber sell for hundreds of millions of dollars in the current market, Trump got the deal of a lifetime. Trump won the bid by making an all-cash offer and agreeing to rename the boat. Khashoggi didn't want anyone else having a boat with his daughter's name. Trump saved $1 million just for changing the name. After buying the yacht, the Don paid an additional $8.5 million to have the yacht refitted in the Netherlands by Amels. They repainted the hull, rebuilt the main engines, and replaced 320 meters of chamois leather. One of the cabins was delegated as a children's room, and the hair salon was turned into a cloakroom. And Trump claimed it would cost $2.5 million a year to operate the yacht. That's quite an investment for someone who isn't a fan of boats. After renaming it the Trump Princess and completing his renovations, Trump set sail from the Azores in June 1988 and arrived in New York on July 4th, just in time for the huge party the Trumps threw on it that night. We expect nothing less from a group of proud patriots like the Trump family. Like Khashoggi, Trump also used the yacht as a business instrument, though in a different way. In the summer months, Trump Princess cruises the East Coast from her base in Atlantic City. She docks there at the marina in full view of Trump's Castle Hotel. He makes the boat available for selected charities and very high rollers who spend millions of dollars a year in the casinos. So rather than conduct his business on board, he turned the yacht into a source of revenue all on its own. In his words, there's a whole market there. While he was building Farley Marina, he was trying to get the boat because he knew she would blow everyone's mind. She would become a spectacle. We have to agree, considering Khashoggi stipulated that the boat be huge enough to intimidate even the owners of other big yachts. Because what's the point of spending a fortune on a yacht if it doesn't make other rich people jealous? In fact, back when the Trump Princess was the Nabila, one of Trump's friends saw it and was floored. He was at the helm of his own large yacht in the Mediterranean, feeling proud. Then he saw the Nabila and it swamped his boat. According to Trump, Nabila gave him an inferiority complex.